Who should I start?
wait. Okay.
You're 1, 2, 3. I'm like,
Okay.
should I start?
I
Should
thought
I start?
Daniel was gonna start. Okay. I think I
I'm
will
sorry,
start.
I'm sorry. I also thought that Ori were gonna start.
Okay.
We wait for each other.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, Andrew. Hello, guys, and welcome to GCast, ITA's Global Engagement YouTube podcast, a podcast where you can go global. So, in this podcast, we will invite interesting people in ITAS to share their experiences in global engagement. And today, I am not alone here as the host. Today, I am accompanied by my friend Daniel.
Hello everyone. My name is Daniel. I'm gonna accompany Ori today for this podcast.
Yes, so thank you, Daniel. So today's episode, we will talk about the Kemitraan Negara Berkembang Scholarship or KNB Scholarship for developing countries. So for you who don't know about the KNB Scholarship or the Developing Countries Partnership, um, the government of the Republic of Indonesia, through the Ministry of Research, Technology, and Higher Education, provided this scholarship since the 2006. The scholarship bestows opportunity for potential students in developing countries to advance their knowledge and competencies by studying and earning master degrees at 15 prominent universities in Indonesia. The KNB Scholarship awardees could experience life in the culturally most diverse nation in the world and expected to become the academic cultural agent for spreading Indonesian culture and languages.
Okay, very interesting, Ori. Me myself, I really want to get a scholarship. By the way, for today's episode, we have a very special guys. So, without further ado, let's welcome our special guest today, Mr. Andres from Colombia. Hello, Andres. Hola.
Hello, Daniel. Hello, Ori, for both of you.
Hi, Andrew. So maybe you can introduce yourself first.
Okay, so I am 2018 KNB Scholarship awardee. I am from Colombia, and I'm doing my master's degree in electrical engineering at the Institut Teknologi 10 November, ITS, here in Surabaya, Indonesia.
Okay, thank you, Andres. So just like what he said, Andres is here as one of the grantees of KNB Scholarship, and he will share to us about his experience in getting the scholarship.
Okay, Andres. We're going to talk about our life in this pandemic situation. So, how's your study last semester, Andres? You already feel settled with this online learning system? Is it harder or it is become easier to learn? Me myself, I feel it's become easier to get good grades. I think. How about you, Andres?
Well, actually, we have had the last semester and a half of online classes. From time to time, I go to lab because I'm working my thesis as well. But most of the time, I have to work online. So I think that the first semester was really challenging because in the middle of the semester, we have to change the approach. It was essential. Then we have to move to online classes like all of a sudden. And now we kept on with the online classes. I don't know regarding the grades because I think that my scores are pretty consistent both online and offline. But I will say that I personally prefer offline classes, going to the classroom, being able to interact with your classmates and your teacher. Because sometimes it's easier to ask questions and you know have a real interaction at all times instead of waiting for the bandwidth to be good enough to be able to ask a question, or maybe you miss some words because of the bandwidth and so on. So I prefer to be in the classroom, to be able to ask, to be able to interact with the teacher.
Yep. I totally agree with what you said because I myself am really missing ITS because now I'm in Jakarta. and I really miss my friends, going to class together and going to the canteen together. Yeah, so I think I really miss offline classes. We should just go down straight to the topic about the KNB scholarship. Well, first, maybe I'd like to ask Andres, how did you find the information about the scholarship? Maybe did you get it from a friend or the website? And what was your first thought of when you got that information? Like, I really need to get the scholarship, or maybe what did you think about it?
Well, actually, my dad was the one telling me because his girlfriend told him about the scholarship.
Oh,
It was quite sudden, like, oh, there's this opportunity. I was just checking which web page was that? It was Colombia has an institution that is called ICETEX, but she didn't find it there. She found it in the Chancellor's web page. So I entered there. I checked which were the requirements. It actually sent me to a link for the KNB scholarship. I had most of them, so it's like having a valid English proficiency test score. In my case, I had the TOEFL. Then having two commendation letters from teachers from their undergraduate studies. And yeah, maybe your transcript in English, your degree in English as well. Like some translations that, because Colombia is a Spanish speaking country, I needed to get in order to be able to apply for the scholarship.
mm, okay, okay. So, you first got the information from your dad, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, okay, that's nice. And maybe I'd like to ask: is the scholarship open for bachelor degree or master degree only?
Well, when I applied, what I checked, it only said about master's degree program. However, I have found people here that got the scholarship for the undergraduate degree as well. Maybe different countries have different options. And recently I heard that they just opened the option to apply for a doctoral degree as well.
Yes. Okay, okay. So maybe you're currently in electrical engineering, right?
I'm in the electrical engineering department here, yes.
Uh, uh, were you able to choose the department you want, or?
Yes, when you apply for the scholarship, actually, you have first and second option. So you have to choose a university and which program do you want to attend,
Ah, okay,
both for your first and second option.
okay, okay. I see, I see.
Hmm. So Andres, why did you choose ITS from the list? Yeah, from many universities in Indonesia. Why you choose ITS?
Okay, I checked the web page. I made a quick search about which research was currently ongoing on the options that I had, like ITB, ITS. I think both of those were the two that I applied to. And at that time, ITS was doing a lot of research well, had recently published a lot of research regarding cardiovascular things like ECGs and so on, and had just opened a gait analysis laboratory. So given that in my undergraduate studies, my research project was regarding gait, I think that it was good that I knew about some things that they were trying to work on at here. And everything that has to do with bioengineering have always caught my attention. So I thought that it was a good chance to learn more from that area.
Okay, and so you chose ITS because the field it fits with your undergraduate studies, right? So, um, Andres, when you apply for the scholarship, does it requirements like documents or your minimum GPA or any documents that you have to prepare before you apply for the scholarship, or does it complicated
Well,
for documents?
think that maybe I'm not completely sure. I think that the GPA have to be above 3, maybe. Um, yeah, but all the documents are easily acquirable. I think the two that will take you more time are both the English proficiency test because you have to schedule it before time and have the result to be able to apply, and also the commendation letters from the teachers because you have to give them some time to be able to do those letters and give them back to you.
Okay, okay. So I think it's not really complicated, right, Andres? Remembering that you only need one day before you apply for
Well,
the
I was
scholarship.
lucky. I was lucky. The sister of one friend is a certified translator, so she was able to translate everything overnight, all my grades, my diploma, and so on. And luckily, I have some teachers I was close with, so both of them were able to make some commendations later in a short amount of time. But that's not how it should be usually. Usually, it will take more time because teachers have a lot of obligations and so on. So maybe they won't be able to do it as fast as minds were able to this time.
Ah,
Okay, okay, okay. So it's not to be do like Andres did, yeah. So you must prepare
Yeah,
your documents.
maybe yeah, 1 month or so will be good enough to get all what you need if you have the TOEFL test. So
Hmm.
the first advice I will do to anyone that wants to apply to any kind of scholarship is to have an English proficiency test score because that allows them to apply to almost every single scholarship that you have worldwide.
um, okay, so maybe now, aside from all the documents you need to prepare, I want to ask about the selection process actually, because here I actually just finished a program. It's like a virtual program, and the process was consisted of document selection, and then we have an interview selection. Maybe is there anything like that for the selection process for KNB scholarship?
Well, first were the documents, then ITS decided that they wanted to have an interview. All of the ones of us that came to ITS, we all had an interview. In my case, it was with two teachers from the department I was applying to. So two teachers from the electrical engineering department. And it was a fun and interesting interview. They wanted to check a bit on what you know about what you're applying and a lot about yourself.
Oh,
So actually, they want to know, yeah, they want to check out the person because most likely your grades will speak by yourself. You don't have to say, I know this when your grade says he knows about that. He has approved the class, so he's able to do that. So they want to know who are they inviting to come to their university to study, to share with their students, and if that person may enrich or not the students that you have here at ITS. Because both the Indonesian students will give something to the international one and vice versa. So it's important that you can get people that may have a good interaction with the students as well. So I guess that's why they wanted to know a bit more about me. They wanted to know, given that it was 2018, it was before the World Cup, if Colombia had qualified to the World Cup and so on. Yeah, it was nice. So some questions were on the record, some others were like off the record. They told me this is off record, but did Colombia qualify? What do you think about marrying an Indonesian girl and things like that? It's
oh,
like some questions that show how the person is and how open-minded he is regarding culture, different language. Because when I was in Colombia, I wasn't able to find any Bahasa Indonesia teacher.
mm,
So at most a bit of Duolingo, and that was pretty much all the Indonesian I had. So I had no Indonesian at all when I came. Yeah, it was fun.
I see, I see.
So the selection is two steps, right? Like the documents and the interview process. And maybe Andres, I heard that a lot of people feel a little bit scared of interview. And then you mentioned that the interview is so mind opening and you enjoy the interview. I feel a little bit nervous when you do the interview with the department.
Well, maybe because I used to work before going to my master's degree, I a lot of times had to speak to doctors and talk about machines and so on. So I was used to have interaction with people. Maybe that helped me a bit. And the more interaction you have, the less fear you'll have about talking to someone about every single subject. Especially given that they're asking about something that you should know, because in an interview, most likely they will talk about you. And if you know yourself, you'll be able to answer it like quite easy.
Yep, yep.
I do agree with you, Andres. So once again, Andres, so for information, maybe for your any folks that want to apply for the scholarship, what website, or do you remember the website that you opened? So when you want to register the scholarship?
Not sure. It was KNB something. DT maybe. I'm not sure. Usually each government have their own web page, and the different governments that want to give scholarships to. By example, if when Colombia gives a scholarship to Indonesian to be able to go and study Spanish in Colombia, they will give the offer to Indonesia, and Indonesia will use, I don't know, maybe the education ministry or something to publish those offers. So in each country, you will be able to check and apply for the offers that you want to go to apply to. If you want to study maybe in South Korea, you don't necessarily have to go to the South Korean embassy, but most likely Indonesia in the education ministry will have the offer of South Korea, and you can check that one and go there. In my case, we have like two web pages, like the Chancellor of Colombia and also one that is called ICETEX, that will publish most of the offers that Colombians have. And you just have to check there and apply.
Okay, Andres, it's really very clear. Okay, Ori, you have any? Maybe Ori have a very special request to you, Andres.
Upa.
So, Andres, so since today's podcast is about like promoting this KNB scholarship to everyone out there, and specifically to the students from your home country, maybe we want to ask you to like talk a little bit in your home language about this KNB scholarship.
Spanish?
Yeah. Like maybe you can talk in Spanish and then talk about you should join the scholarship or stuff like that. You know, what do you think? Can you do that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So just make the message however you want it, and maybe you can make it interesting and stuff like that. Okay, you can start now, Andres.
But I will try. Okay. Entonces, para aplicar para la beca KNB, hay que revisar tanto las páginas de la Cancillería como del ICETEX. En alguna de las dos se puede encontrar la información. En mi caso, mediante la de Cancillería puede encontrar la información. Lo dirigen a uno un link, uno entra al link, mira cuáles son los documentos que necesita. Vean uno de inglés. Yo tengo el TOEFL, entonces puedo aplicar mediante el TOEFL, 2 cartas de recomendación de profesores, las notas en inglés, el acta de grado, el diploma, también traducidos al inglés. Y es solo tener esos documentos y uno puede aplicar para la beca. En mi caso, para aplicar para la beca, le piden a uno 2 opciones de universidades en las que uno quiere estudiar y que quiere estudiar en cada una de esas universidades. Y ya es seguir los pasos que piden ahí, enviar los documentos dentro de los plazos asignados, y ellos se ponen en contacto con uno para saber cómo continúa el proceso, para las entrevistas en caso de que haya entrevistas en las universidades.
Okay. Is that okay? Thank you so
The
much.
process of how to apply.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
explained the whole process, like how to check and so on, for Colombians actually. But yeah, I explained the process because ICETEX is something that is in Colombia, not anywhere else. And
Okay, I see. So maybe I think we'll have a little subtitle there because I really didn't understand what you said. It was very fast as well.
Yes, it was really fast.
It wasn't that fast. It was normal speed.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
Wow, that was
When I
Are you sorry?
for me.
Yes, when I watch La Casa de Papel, it's not that fast, Andres, I think.
I'm not an actor.
Okay,
But actually, I think it was normal speed. I'm not even from the coast. In Colombian coast, well, and in most of the Caribbean countries, people that lives around the coast, they will speak fast. I wasn't speaking fast, believe me.
Oh, really? Okay, okay. Wow. That's very interesting. Maybe I should study Spanish.
Me too.
Okay, so you're expecting to understand something even though you don't understand the language.
Maybe like a
That
word.
is quite hard.
I thought maybe a word. I'll understand a word, but no, I didn't understand. I didn't understand it.
I say TOEFL in English.
Oh yeah, yeah. You said TOEFL.
You can understand that one.
And I think I understood information. You were saying information maybe? In
Yeah.
Spanish? Did you say
Yeah.
Not like information.
And you said uno. Uno is one, isn't it, Andres?
Yeah, it's one, but I think I didn't say that word.
What? Okay, maybe I misheard.
Don't worry. Maybe it's in the middle of one other word, so
Yeah, I think that's the case.
it's something like that.
Okay then.
Alguno, like one of. Alguno means like, yeah, one out of a group,
Oh.
something like that.
I see.
By example, you have a classroom, you have many students, and you choose one out of them. So you say, alguno de los estudiantes. Like one of the students, by example, alguno de los estudiantes tiene un lápiz.
Oh.
So maybe one of the students has one pencil. You see something like that. So it says alguno, but it has the uno there. It's a word that contains the other word, but it's quite different from Indonesian. It's not a prefix or a suffix.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Andres. So basically, your
My
message
pleasure.
in Spanish ends the podcast for today. So we would like to say thank you, Andres, for coming virtually in ITAS canteen, as you can see from our virtual background.
Well, this is not the canteen actually.
It's like the canteen in the library, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is not what you will call canteen pusat. This
Yeah,
is a
it's not
different
the
one.
canteen pusat. Because we didn't find any picture for the canteen pusat, so we
Yeah,
just
we
used
only find the
That one.
library canteen.
Yep. Okay then. Okay, so thank you, Andres, for coming virtually in the ITAS Libraries canteen, and that is all for today's episode. And see you in another GCast ITAS Global Engagement YouTube podcast, a podcast where you can go global. Thank you.
Thank you, Andres. Bye bye.
Thank you, Andres.